Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and I'm so excited to have you here with us this evening. I see people coming in from all over the country and all over the world to join us for our Monday Night Live. So, Tom, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing great.
Hey, what are you wearing there, cowboy?
Great. I got another one.
You got... Oh my goodness. That looks great.
This is a Suncoast special.
Wow, Tom, you have quite a fan club.
And this is from Cheryl Salvato.
Oh, Cheryl, that's so nice.
Got it on her way to Cincinnati. Many thanks, Cheryl, for sending this off. I think I'm set now. I think I've got quite a wardrobe for my head. So many thanks. It's fits great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is more of definitely a sunwear kind of out in the farm working kind of, or maybe sitting on the porch playing guitar.
Absolutely. I like that. That looks great on you.
Yes.
That looks awesome. Well, I had a bad hair day today. I went outside. Tom and I ran out and grabbed lunch, and it started raining, and my hair started to just poof up. So I threw a headband on that does not match my shirt. But this is it. This is Crafty Monday night, right? Okay, so tonight we are going to play with the Perfect Poinsettia set. And everybody loves poinsettias. They're just a beautiful flower for the winter. And I learned a little tidbit, Tom, I want you to know.
What's that?
I found out that all of the petals on a poinsettia are actually the leaves. The only part that's the flower is the tiny little round things in the center. That's the flower.
Wow.
And the leaves just come in red and green and white and different colors. I did not know that.
No.
That's really interesting to me that they're all leaves, which kind of makes sense now that I think about it, because they all kind of look the same. The leaves and the petals, they all kind of look the same. Well, thank you all so much for the nice comments about my bad hair day. I appreciate you. We'll see what's happening tomorrow is Rena has a job now in one of the nicest salons in the city, and she is taking models. So I volunteered to be the first model because I already know she does a great job. And I'm getting my roots done, and I'm getting a little bit of a trim so that it'll be healthier. So I didn't do much to it today to begin with, so it's all good. Well, this card tonight, well, the process was inspired by my friend Karen Hightower. I saw a beautiful poinsettia that she stamped and posted in our Facebook group. The colors were absolutely amazing. So I thought it would be fun for me to show you what I think her color combination was. I'm not 100% sure. And then I wanted to show you two color combinations in gray tones that I absolutely love. So with that, let me get a piece of white cardstock so we can do a little poinsettia stamping. So for those of you who don't know the stamp set I'm talking about, this is it. This is the one we're going to use tonight. It is called Perfect Poinsettia. This was actually drawn, hand-drawn. I watched her do it, hand-drawn by my daughter, Alicia. So she drew all of these layers. And it's absolutely a beautiful set. I love it. Now, if you see any weird blinking in our camera system tonight or anything like that, we did get a weather report from somebody saying that there's some massive storms coming through here. And there's also tornado warnings in our area. So if we have to bail out and dive into the hallway, we're going to do it. All right. So the first color combination I want to show you tonight is the one that I was really impressed with. I saw Karen Hightower do something like this. So there are two ways that you can do it, but I'm going to do it the way I think she may have done it. This kind of mimics a white poinsettia, because if you've ever seen the white poinsettias, they've got a lot of very pale green in them. And this absolutely blew me away when I saw it. So the color combination is Applemint, and then you can do whatever other color you want. You can stick with Applemint, or in this case, I think I'm going to try some Lucky Clover with it. And I'm going to do it 2 different ways so you can see both ways. So there's a light way and a dark way. And that's also how we're going to do our other combination, the grays, tonight. Welcome, everyone. Wow, it's getting busy in here tonight. It's great to see all of you. So I'm going to start with the biggest one here, the solid one. And I'm going to ink this up with some Applemint ink. I will tell Rena that you guys all said congratulations on her new job. She's very excited, and I'm very excited too because I need to get my hair done. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this twice. I'm going to stamp it full color, and then I'm going to stamp it off once in the lighter shade. So it's that second generation stamping. So I'm going to stamp it here, and then I'm going to stamp it again right here, like that. Now, I hope that you guys can see that nice pale Applemint there. So this one is the one I think that's going to appear very white. And this one is going to be some beautiful greens. And again, because those poinsettias, I've seen them in these greenish colors, and I never really gave it much thought that they were actually all leaves. Okay, so now I'm going to use the second stamp, and that's this one right here. And again, I put a dot on there to kind of help me line it up, but I can also see it pretty well where it's going to line up. And for this one, I'm going to use some Lucky Clover. Okay. How many kids do I have? I have 2. I have Alicia and Rena, my 2 girls. Okay, so this is Lucky Clover. I think that is so beautiful. And then I'm going to clean that stamp. And for the lighter one, I'm actually going to do a second layer of Applemint, but full strength. So this is Applemint stamped off once. And now I'm going to zoom in closer too so you can see these better. This one's a little harder for me to see because it's so light, but I think I'm going to be able to do it. Here we go. Okay. So let me zoom in here so you can see these a little better. How is that? Can you see that pretty well, Tom?
I can see that wonderful.
Okay. So here we have, I'm going to write these down. Applemint and Lucky Clover. And this one is Applemint stamped off once. So this is the second generation. And then the second layer is straight Applemint. Okay. Look at that. Handwriting is fantastic. All right. So now for the third layer, I'm going to use this stamp right here. Okay. And again, what I've been doing is I've been just using that same color that we used for this layer, but you can go a shade darker if you want. I'm going to use Applemint. I'm going to use Lucky Clover again here for this third layer, but I could switch to grass green or something like that if I wanted to. But I think that still looks really nice. It gives that detail. And then for this one, I'm going to also use Lucky Clover. So we'll see what the 3 different colors looks like together. Okay. So some of you might like that look better. And then what ties it all together, when you're doing these and you're looking at them and you go, oh, I don't know, it's not perfect. See, it's not perfect there. What makes it all perfect is putting the lines on. So this is the brilliance in this stamp set. Why I love it so much is this right here, this stamp. And it's very easy to line up. And once again, the nice thing about this stamp set, and I've said this before, is you don't have to worry about any of these layers going outside of the die that coordinates with it. So the die cuts out the biggest layer. Everything else is inside. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use Christmas Pine. on this one. I think I'll use Christmas pine on both. But this is the layer to me that ties it all together. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And then for the lighter one here, again with the Christmas pine. There you go. So those are two really pretty combinations. And this one reminded me a lot of Karen's. Now, Karen might go into the group and tell you different colors that she used, but it really looked kind of similar to that. So I'll put final layer. Here we have Lucky Clover. And then Christmas pine for both.
So why didn't you use the star layer?
You mean this one right here? Well, you can. It's not super easy to line up, and I really like this one as a separate stamp all by itself. So I like this one for making background patterns where you just put this one and this one together, and then you do the dots and just stamp it all over as a background. For the layering, I really prefer these, but you can do this one and you can line it up. But if you're going to do that one, I would suggest using the Misty to line it up perfectly, because that is the only one that's a little difficult to line up. So that's just the way I use it. And again, that's the beauty of this stamp set. Alicia said you can use it either way. I designed it so that it would look perfect even without that star one, and you could use the star one as a separate layer. Now for the dots in the center, I'm going to use black for both of these just to show you, because I think the dots really make it. I think this is the actual flower part. There you go. So those are so pretty. I love this set so much. Okay, so that is some greens. And honestly, this one, isn't that spectacular? Love it. Love that color combination right there. All right, so the next color combination we're going to do is grays. And that's what we're going to make into a card tonight, actually. I'm going to stamp both grays, and then I'm going to pick one of the grays, and we're going to make a card. So the three grays that I have here are Soft Stone, Slate, and Stormy Sky. So the order of color darkness is Soft Stone, Stormy Sky, and Slate. They're the three dye ink grays that really look great together. Of course, you can always use Moonlit Fog if you want one that has a little more blue in it. Let me cut this out here. I don't want to destroy this because I want to be able to show this to you again. And as always, I will... what I might do is just cut these out and just lay them in the picture. And then I will let you know these color combinations on YouTube in the description so that you'll have those color combinations too. Although one thing that I know some people do, I'll leave it up here for a second. Some people have their smartphone right by them and they like to take a picture of the screen for the color combinations. So if you want to do that, go ahead. I'll clean off this acrylic block right now and let you do that. And also, I'll put it up again at the end of the show. So if you want to take a picture then, if you need to go run and get your phone, you can do that too. Okay. All right. So now we're going to work on the grays. I know somebody just got back from the kitchen with their phone. It's okay. It'll come back. All right. So the first color combination I want to use is Soft Stone, and Stormy Sky. Okay. The paper trimmer that I use, I saw that question go by. This is the We Are Memory Keepers. It's a small one, little 6-inch one. And this one we carry in our store. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do Soft Stone, then Soft Stone again, full strength, and then Stormy Sky. And then the second one, I'm going to do full strength, Soft Stone, Stormy Sky, and Slate. And I think this is the one that I'm going to end up making my card with. So once again, we're going to start with this biggest image here, the flat image, and we're going to start with Soft Stone. So I'm going to stamp one at full strength, and then I'm going to stamp it a second time so you get the second generation stamping. Okay, so we'll stamp that, and then we'll stamp it again. This is super light, this second one. You see how light that is? It's almost like just a mist of gray. I have something stuck to my stamp. I got to pick that off. I don't know what it is. But you don't even see it once you get all the other details on, because I had it on the other one too, and you can't even see it now, right? Just blends. Okay, so now for the second layer, which is this one right here. That's this. When you see the way this comes together, you're going to love it.
So Lisa asked, what was the reason for the black dot on the stand?
So the black dot tells me which way is up. So I do that with a lot of these layering stamps. I will take the layering stamp set and I will peel back and I'll pick a petal and I'll do a dark little spot with a Sharpie. And then I'll do the same thing on the next one and the same thing on the next one so that I know which way is up. So when these stamps get all confused all over, you know, I put it down like that, I'll always know which way to hold the block. I hope that makes sense. All right, so now we're going to do Stormy Sky on this one. You handling the trolls, Tom?
There are a few tonight.
I know. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so Stormy Sky here. Oh, that's beautiful. That is stunning. And then we're going to go full strength soft stone on this one. So this is the second generation. Now we're going first generation stamping on this one. This one's a little harder for me to see because it's so light, but look at that. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to clean that and I'm going to get that really tiny one. I'm kind of glad Alicia told me that she designed these to work either way. I didn't know that on release night, and then she told me about it, and she said, Mom, you don't have to like struggle with that one. You can use that one for a background stamp. That kind of made me happy. Okay, so now with this one again, I'm going to use that same soft stone for the center parts here. But you could go darker if you want. But I'm going to go the same color here. Okay. I love that. And then I'm going to do the same color Stormy Sky in the center here. This is a very juicy ink pad I have. Here we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to use Slate for all of the veins. And again, these don't look all that great, but once you get the veins on there, oh my gosh, it's everything. These little veins. So let's do those using Stormy's, let's Slate. That's Slate. This was actually my sample slate when I was developing this color. Still using the same one. That's how long I've had my ink pads. Okay, so here we go. Let's see, is this what we're gonna do? Yeah. Oh, isn't that spectacular? I know, Shelby, grays are really moody, and I love that they're so moody. Okay, let's see, I think I did this the same exact way. Oh, that's so pretty. And then I'll add some black dots in the center. Now, I really like this one. And if I was going to cut it out, I think it would be great to do this one. But I'm not going to cut these out. So because I'm not going to cut them out, I want to see more of those petals. Tom, can you see those real light gray petals pretty well?
I can.
Okay, good. So you can see how pretty that is. But I feel like I would want to cut that out with a die and pop it up, maybe put it up against a darker color cardstock. I'm going to do a mini slimline card today, so I'm going to stick with this color combination. But I just had to show you all of the color combinations that I was playing with today because they're just too pretty. Okay, so we'll do this one again. And again, I'm going to list all of these colors on our description on YouTube. Okay, so what I've done here is I've cut out a panel that measures about 3 3/4 by 6.5, 7. But I'm going to make it a mini slimline card. Yeah, the centers probably are yellow, but I'm going for a monochromatic, kind of a dramatic look with this card. And it might not be for everyone, but I really love the way it looks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place my mini slimline die on this piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to make a little note up here with a pen and down here with a pen and over here and over here. And that means that's where I want, let's see, I have to zoom out just a little more so you can see all that. That is where I want the majority of my design to go. I don't want too much flower to go up here, and I don't want too much to go here. I want to make sure that I know where I'm going to be cutting. So that's why I decided to mark it with the slimline die first. Okay, good. I'm so glad you guys like the grays. Hey, it's different. Of course, yeah, you could emboss the vein in silver. That would be gorgeous. Or in black. You could definitely do that. And so I really want you guys to try some of these if you're in the mood for trying some grays, and add the yellow dots if you want to add yellow, and, you know, just like go to town. I want to see what you can do. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 poinsettias. I'm going to do one up here. Then I'm going to do one over here, and then I'm going to do one down here. So I'm going to stamp each layer, all 3, if that makes sense. I'm not going to complete one flower and then start over. And I'm going to start with soft stone full strength, and that's going to go right up here. Like that. Yep, I got a spot on my stamp. Then let's see, I did that one this way. So I'm going to make a little note here that that's the point. This is an erasable pen. Y'all need to get some erasable pens. They're the best thing ever. So this way I can turn this stamp so it'll be a little bit different. And I can remember that that's the part right there where the dot is. Okay, and then this one will go over here like this. And then I'm just going to put my dot over here just so that I remember where it is. Okay. Now we're going to go to the second layer. We'll see how difficult I made this for myself. Okay, now we've got the dot on this one. So we kind of know how we have to turn it. And this one is going to be Stormy Sky. I'm going to do this one first, just so that it's done. Because I know that goes right about there, like that. Okay. Yes, the erasable friction pens are truly the best. I really like them because when I'm like writing an address, if I mess it up, I can redo it. I can also, you know, if I'm writing a greeting to somebody and I spell a word wrong, I can go back and correct it. I know they have highlighters. Yeah, they do. And they have markers too. They're very fun. Okay. They're called friction pens. Okay, so there are my 3 poinsettias here. Now I think what I might even do, we'll see, but I might go in with this flower just real lightly into these areas and just add some real faint gray. So we'll see. All right, so now I'm going to use this smaller one, and I'm going to use it in the same color. This is the Stormy Sky again. How long does the ink stay on the cards? Well, I mean, I've been using it for a long time, like my notebooks and stuff. I use them all the time at work and my calendars, and they last pretty long. The thing you have to prevent is heat. So it's not something you would want to put through a laminator. It's not something you would want to maybe send to a really hot climate. Okay, there we go. One more. we go. Okay. So I'm going to leave this stamp out because we can stamp some of those lighter ones. Where did that stamp go? Here it is. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these little stars. This looks like a starfish to me too. I think it's really cute. But we can just put a couple of them in here. Do one up here like this. Do one down here. Okay. And then we'll go back in and we'll add this one on top with the darker color. That was Soft Stone. We're going to go back to Stormy Sky again. Make sure I have the right color. And now we'll add the veins to those bigger ones. And we're going to use Slate for that. Okay, here we go. Line that up right here. They are really pretty, aren't they? So that was like that. So we're going in this direction here. There we go. Now let's see. We could add maybe a little vein in here. Could we? We could. Like a second generation vein. It'll be very whimsical. We'll see how it looks. Okay. We'll just let that sit for a minute. Okay. Now, let's cut this out with the slimline die. Well, let's add the centers first. We want to add all the centers in black. And I know they're yellow. But in this case, this grayscale is kind of spectacular in black. There we go. And I feel like this is kind of neat. It's like branchy looking and it's kind of modern looking. Okay, so I'm going to get my die cutting machine. I'm going to back out just a little bit. So there we go. Ooh, that's very far back. Tom, it's so nice to have your music. Thank you.
It's good to be here.
Okay, so first I'm going to erase these little dots. And I think I'll erase these too. Can't even see some of the dots. They just disappeared under the stamping. But I just wanted to make sure I had enough flowers in that region. There we go. Okay. Move it over this way a little bit so we get a little bit more of this big flower right here. Susan, it would look pretty with a splash of red. Maybe a red card base or something, or some little red rhinestones or something would be pretty. Okay. So there we go. There's my card right there. So now I'm going to add black panel. And I'm going to use this plain Master Layouts die from my black panel. So I have a half sheet of cardstock here. Yeah, navy would be pretty too, Vicky. Pink would be really pretty. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Something that people would look at and go, wow, that's kind of cool. Something unexpected is fun to do once in a while. And a lot of these things come by just playing with different color combinations. Just kind of, you know, it's not even really something you intended to do. It's more of an accident. Okay. So these two layers are going to go together. Before I zoom back in, I'm going to get my big paper cutter out, and we're going to get a big piece of cardstock because we're going to cut a slimline card base. The mini slimline belongs to Master Layout 7. I believe, right? Master Layout 7? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so we're going to cut this to 6.5 inches. So this is the 6-inch mark right here on this paper cutter, and then I'm going up to the 1/2 inch. And then we're going to cut it, we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut it to 6.25 inches, which is on this paper cutter. It's kind of right before the curve. It's not very accurate right there, but it's close enough. It will be better than horrible, as Tom would say. Tom, people are making t-shirts with your saying. Did you know that? It's better than horrible.
It is better than horrible.
Okay, so that's pretty good, 6.25 inches, and then this one is 6.5 inches. So we're going to turn it to that 6.5 inch mark, and we're going to score it at 3.25. And that will be the perfect size card base to fit our mini slimline envelopes. There we go. Okay. Now let's layer these two panels together. Let me get my tape. Okay. Have you seen where the weather's moving, Tom?
I will have a look.
Okay. So it looks pretty good. Let's see how that looks on there. Oh, that looks nice. Isn't that a fun? It almost looks like a photograph, like a black and white photograph of poinsettias. Yeah, Tom, you need to write that song. It's better than horrible. Running out of tape. Okay. Right there. All right. So now we're going to do a little greeting, and I think, obviously I can't stamp it right on here because there is too much black and gray. So I think what I'm going to do is, well, we could do a lot of different things. We could do something really simple, like cut out a little strip sentiment like Merry and Bright and just pop it across in a small little way. Or we could stamp a flag. So let's do both, and then we can pick which one we like. So I will get the paper cutter out again. Back out just a bit. So Merry and Bright would be a good one. Also, we have just straight away Merry Christmas. We could use that. This was fixed, remember? Happy Hanukkah. It's not spelled this way. I didn't replace mine. I replaced every one of yours, but I didn't replace mine. So maybe we'll cut Merry Christmas. Let me just cut this strip off. I like Merry and Bright too, but I think Merry Christmas might be a good one for this card. because it's so traditional. The colors aren't, but a poinsettia is such a traditional look. So anybody who's looking at the spelling of that, just know that yours is spelled correctly. You know what's crazy about this too? I don't know if I told you this. I'm starting to forget what I told people already, but I'll tell you again. Maybe you didn't know. I spelled it correctly when I designed this. And then I decided to double check it because I don't trust myself. And I went back and I Googled Happy Hanukkah and the wrong spelling came up. But I thought it was the right spelling because everything's correct on Google, right? Wrong. So I redesigned that, and then we checked it, we printed them all. And then on release party night, somebody had said, Hanukkah spelled wrong. And I thought, oh no. So the next morning we went in and we redid them all, repackaged those kits with that little piece. Okay, so that I used our little sentiment strip die set. And this die set, let me show you what it looks like. I put it on a magnet, but it's this little set right here, plus this die. And we are going to continue to produce sentiment strips that will fit these. I'm going to try to do them at every release. And we're going to try to do holidays that maybe you don't want a whole stamp set for, like words and phrases that you wouldn't want a whole stamp set for, but these would be great because you can, get a whole bunch of them and just cut them out and use them, like retirement. Maybe you'll only ever need 3 retirement greetings in your whole life of stamping. So we're going to continue to do them, and they will fit this die set. And this die set will become a standalone die set in our next release. Also, the piece and shadow die will become part of our next release as well. So we could put this right across like that, kind of in between those. That would be really pretty. You guys like that? Just so simple. Yes. Tom, did you see that? Somebody said, can you do a sentiment strip set with it's better than horrible? you can cut that out and put it on the back of your Christmas card or on your card. What if we did Merry Christmas from our family to yours? That would be nice too. We could add a double sentiment strip. Let's try it. Let's cut another one, because we have time tonight. This was a remarkably simple card for, or we could do and a Happy New Year. Which would you rather see? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? Let's do that. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. There we go. Okay. That will work. I got to remember, it's better than horrible. It is really pretty in the grays, and I really thought it was going to take longer so I can really take my time and do these strip sentiments instead of just rushing and throwing a single greeting on there. That's what's nice about these. You can combine them and do whatever you want. And also, you can foil these. I don't know if you knew that, but you can foil these with your laminator if you have a laminator. If you don't have a laminator, you can get a laminator for like $15 now. They're all over the place. They're super cheap. And the only thing I recommend is that you foil the toner sheet, you foil these sentiment strips before you cut them out. Because when you cut them out, dies always put a little impression around the perimeter of the die cutout because of the way they're designed. They've got that little edge in there, so you're always going to get a little impression. And if you do that before you foil, the foil won't be able to get down into the impression. So we could do these together like that. Put a little space between them. Let's just do them together like that. That would be really pretty. Or do you want space? You can do space. I just feel like they need to come off the side. Will you put space? That'll be pretty. Okay, yeah, red would look pretty too. I definitely want you guys to do some of these and show me your color combinations. I want to see what you do. All right, so we'll add this. card. I think we might get done a little early tonight too, Tom, so we don't have to worry about diving into the hallway with the bad weather coming.
So far, so good.
Okay. So I'm just using the edge of this to line it up, and I'm going right over that empty space between the two. And then I'm going to space it out and put another one right there. Yeah, I think the spacing is nice too, Cindy. Okay. I'm not going to do a big space though. Just a little space. I don't want to cover all of that poinsettia. There we go. So what do you think of that card? Isn't that fun? It's so simple and so pretty. So I'm going to bring back the color chart here, and I'm going to write these down. So if you have your camera, you can take a picture of this one. Let me zoom in so that you can take a picture of this one first. There we go. So there are the greens. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then I'm going to write on here. This is Soft Stone, Stormy Sky, and then Slate. And this one's Soft Stone, stamped off once. I'm just writing this down so you can take a picture of this next one. And then Soft Stone, and then Slate. Okay, so that you had time to take that picture. Now here's the other one. So Robin, you said you would like this better with color. Definitely. If you watch my last poinsettia video, I showed you about 4 different really pretty color combinations, including one with yellows and peach and faded brick, and then different shades of turquoise, also different shades of pinks and different shades of red. So if you're looking for those more traditional colors, definitely hit up that video. This video is really just about doing something a little bit different. So yeah, I really like them. And I think we could let's put a few little sequin embellishments in here while we have a little bit of time left. Let me get some Connect glue. Now we could use silver sequins, which would be really pretty, but I might do disco ball. I know I do those a lot, but I might do disco ball if I can find them, because I think I want to do tinier sequins, but let's see what they look like. I'm going to lay a couple out here and see, because the silver is really a good color. So this is a disco ball sequin. That's not so bad. Let me zoom in. I think disco ball is one of those interesting colors. Do you see it right there? That kind of takes on whatever's around it. So let's add a few of these. I really like that. The silver are nice. They're just a little bit bigger. And because of this delicate one, I don't know that, I mean, it would be really pretty. I'm not going to lie. That silver is really pretty. But you get the idea, right? I'm going to do a few disco ball just because I want the size. And I've ordered more sequins for our store. So we're going to have some more sequins coming in. And I've ordered some in smaller sizes too, like the mix, because I really am digging the smaller mix of colors. All right, so I'm going to put one here. There, and one there. Just kind of filling in a little bit. One down here. And the Connect glue goes on white, dries clear, so you don't have to worry about, anything showing once the sequins are dry. Put one up there. Let's just try that. Okay, and we're going to go with these tiny ones. So we'll start here, since that was the first glue drop. I have them in this little thing. Like, I have sequins everywhere. I'm sure you guys do too. You know what would be really pretty too? And I know you guys have some of these somewhere. Silver rhinestones would be really pretty, like little rhinestones that look like little diamonds sparkling. Or if you don't have any of that, you can use something like Stickles and do that in a silver or a white. I feel like I want more. I want another one somewhere. Maybe right in here. It's nice to have a little bling on your card. Okay. There might be 5 sequins piled up on that one. I'm not sure. Okay, let's take a look at that now. That little bit of sparkle. That does kind of make a difference. Yes, crystals. Swarovski. Is that how you say it? I never say that right.
That works.
Does it work? Okay. Can you see that? All right. So we're going to get done a little bit early today, and Tom and I are going to get out of here and try to get home before this these tornado warnings really kick in. But Tom, where are you? We need us in the picture because we're going to give this card away to somebody. Somebody's going to get to win this card. So,
all right.
But we need our faces. Ah, there you are. Cowboy Tom.
Just in from the farm.
Looking good.
All right, so we need a card recipient.
We need a card winner.
Spin the wheel and
yes, I'll be sending
roll
this.
That drum.
I'll be sending this out in a slimline envelope.
Card goes to Marty Weber. Marty.
Yay, Marty!
Marty Weber.
Congratulations, Marty. Marty, all you have to do is send your name and address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get that mailed right out to you. Tell them you won the Grayscale Poinsettia card. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to pack up the car and head out tonight a little bit earlier. I will be back on Wednesday with another live video for you. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.